Hello and welcome back to Down the Track. We're in the initial stages of the ICC T20 World Cup, the qualifier stages, and a big game today for Bangladesh versus Oman. It was a must-win game for them. If they lost, then they would have been out of the tournament, which would have been a huge upset in these qualifiers. Bangladesh, one of the strongest teams. They've given big teams in the ICC a lot of trouble in the past, and if they got knocked out in these qualifiers, it would have been a big shame. But they've survived. They haven't guaranteed qualification, but they have survived. They've beaten Oman convincingly by 26 runs. The one that they batted first. And Mohammad Naeem set the platform 64 of 50 balls. It was a sluggish pitch. He rotated his strike, got a few boundaries towards the end of his innings. He hit 4 sixes, 3 fours, but rotating the strike and making sure he was there. The likes of Litton Das, Mehdi Hassan, these guys struggled. Afif Hussain, Nurul Hassan, a lot of them struggled, but it was Mohammad Naeem and then Shakib Hassan, their main player, star player, 42 of 29 balls, strike rate of 144, standing up in tough conditions. It wasn't that easy to bat, but 150, 160 was going to be a competitive score on this wicket in the Al Emirat Stadium in Oman. I think Shakib showing his class, showing his experience, and invaluable. I think Oman bowled well, but probably missed a trick towards the end, especially Mahmudullah came and got away with a few boundaries as well. Bilal Khan was the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 18 runs, 3 wickets. He bowled magnificently with the new ball as well. Fayaz Butt as well picked up 3 wickets, and so did Kalimullah. So a good performance, especially from their first 3-4 bowlers. Overall, they did well to keep Bangladesh to 150, even though I felt it was a competitive score, but 150 is chaseable. But the way Bangladesh bowled, I think it was magnificent. Saifuddin in particular, he slowed the pace down. He bowled those cutters into that pitch, and it was difficult to play him. Shakib Hassan, again, after the bat with the ball, picking up 3 wickets. Brilliant bowling. He broke that middle order of Oman and ensured that Bangladesh would go to a comfortable victory. Very impressive performance from Oman side of things with the bat. Jatinder Singh, 40 of 33, was very impressive. He batted well. He was taking the attack to the bowlers, and he just didn't get enough support. And once he was out, it was always going to be an uphill task. Keshav Prajapati, he supported Jatinder Singh a bit, but after that there was not much support, and they struggled to rotate the strike. They were missing balls. There was a lot of dot deliveries. Bangladesh bowled well. They were pumped up for this game. You could see Mushfiqur Rahim as well behind the stumps chatting away. And when you have Shakib and then Mustafa Zur was outstanding. The pick of the bowlers, him and Shakib were brilliant, but Mustafa Zur got hit for a couple of sixes, but 4 overs, 36 runs, 4 wickets. Unlucky not to pick up a fifer, but he's in really good form. We even saw that in the IPL. He's really going through the gears now. He's got that rhythm back. That slower ball is becoming difficult now again to pick, and on these pitches he can be a handful. And it'll be a shame if Bangladesh don't qualify, because they do look like a good team. They have a lot of experienced players now, the likes of Mustafa Zur, Mushfiqur Rahim, Shakib Hassan. These guys are playing for a long time, and it'll be a shame if they don't get. There's a lot of talented players. I think against Scotland they took it a bit lightly after defeating Australia and everything in the past few months. I wouldn't say like they took it too lightly, but like maybe they're expecting to win this, and that can have a different type of pressure, and it can cause issues. So now after this game, they should have confidence beating Papua New Guinea. A lot will depend on the run rate, because if Oman beat Scotland, then all these teams will be tied on 4 points, and they'll go down to a net run rate. Will be very close. But if Scotland beat Oman and Bangladesh beat Papua New Guinea, then Bangladesh will probably go through. So they'll be hoping that happens. But in any case, they're still looking a bit rusty. Still a few areas they'll want to improve on, especially their middle order batting. They will have to improve on that, especially the strike rate, rotating the strike. Litton Das, Mehdi Hassan, opening the batting, Litton Das, 1 down, Mehdi Hassan, even Nurul Hassan, Afif Hussain batting 5-6. These guys have not really shown their worth with the bat. And even in the last game, they were chasing 130 odd and they couldn't get there. So it's been a bit of a struggle with the bat, and they will have to improve on that. Middle order needs to pick up, they have to feed off the likes of Shakib Hassan, Mohammad Naeem, who are in good form, take advantage of that, and, give them the strike and build that partnership, and then they can bat themselves into form as well. So middle order issue for Bangladesh, but they will hopefully in the next game, they can sort it out against Papua New Guinea. But the bowling does look strong. Mustafa Sur, Shakib, Saifuddin is looking really good as well. I think Bangladesh, good win for them. positive win for them. For Oman, disappointing. They've been playing some good cricket in the recent past, and they'll really want to qualify. They'll be desperate as well. Now they're a tough game against Scotland. They'll have to win that. Then we can talk about net run rate, but it's going to be a tough game. Scotland running high now. They've won both their games against Papua New Guinea and Bangladesh, so they're almost guaranteed qualification, but they still need to perform as well against Oman. If they lose badly, then net run rate will come into play definitely. The earlier game in the day was Scotland versus Papua New Guinea. Like I mentioned, Scotland won very comfortably. They won by 17 runs, 165 for 9, and then they bowled again really well. With the bat, it was Richie Barrington. He batted magnificently and well supported by Matthew Cross. And if you look at their bowling, it was Josh Davey who was the pick of the bowlers. 3.3, 18 runs, 4 wickets. He bowled really well and has been in good form. Their bowling has been good, Scotland, and I was surprised that they adjusted to these pitches very quickly. They're used to playing on these green pitches back home in Edinburgh and Scotland, Ireland, but they've adjusted to these pitches, and it's suiting the bowlers because they're not too express. The likes of in the Ireland bowlers and Scotland bowlers, they're not express pace, so they're enjoying these wickets, changing the pace well and playing some smart cricket. So Scotland have every chance to qualify. So do the other two teams, all to play for now in these qualifiers. Can't wait to catch the action, and then for the big Super 12 to start as well. That will be very exciting. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thank you so much for joining me, and stay tuned for the latest content from the T20 World Cup. Thank you.